What began as a political tremor has erupted into a full-blown national crisis. Following Reform UK's stunning victories in the 2025 local elections, King Charles III reportedly attempted to abdicate, only to be stopped by Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Yes, really. The monarch, frustrated and disillusioned, wanted out. But Starmer intervened, triggering an unprecedented constitutional standoff. At the centre of it all, Nigel Farage and Reform UK. This wasn't symbolic. They took control of 10 county councils, including traditional Tory heartlands like Kent, Staffordshire and Lincolnshire. Most shocking, they secured their first parliamentary seat in Runcorn and Helsby. This wasn't a ripple, it was a political tsunami. And it hit Buckingham Palace hard. Sources say King Charles has grown increasingly disgusted in recent months, watching the Conservative implosion, Labour's uninspired leadership, and growing public discontent. When Reform's results came in, he reportedly summoned advisers to begin preparing an abdication. The reason? A broken, rigged political system. But Starmer called the palace directly, urging the king to hold off. Some call it persuasion. Others say it was pressure, possibly even threats. Charles didn't take it well. Palace aides say he tore up a draft statement, slammed his desk, and called Starmer a petty tyrant in a cheap suit. One insider said, "He's never lost his temper like that, not even with Camilla." This wasn't just a tantrum, it was the culmination of royal frustration. Farage's win was more than political. It was a roar from a fed-up nation. Even the monarch couldn't ignore it. Farage was blunt. This is the end of the Conservative Party, and the beginning of something real. Starmer, meanwhile, dismissed Reform's rise as a temporary lapse in public judgment. But behind closed doors, it's a different story. Leaked memos suggest Starmer's legal team is exploring ways to prevent Charles from stepping down during this period of instability, effectively holding the king in place. The backlash has been fierce. Protesters outside Downing Street chant, "Let the king speak." Online hashtags like #FreeTheKing and #Starmer the Silencer are trending. Farage is demanding an emergency session in Parliament and an inquiry into what he calls the silencing of the Crown. Starmer's office has gone quiet, restricted press, delayed statements, and rumours of a palace security reshuffle. Critics say the monarchy is being gagged, but why? What are they afraid of? A king who dares to speak his mind. Britain now teeters on a political knife edge, a government in crisis, a monarchy in open defiance, and a public hungry for change. Reform's surge has shattered the illusion of stability, and even the king seems to know it. Charles may not go public, but his fury is real. Starmer's move to silence the Crown could spark the very rebellion he's trying to avoid. Across the country, the message is clear. Enough is enough. If even the monarch can't stomach the system, how long before the people demand more than change? How long before they demand reckoning? God save the king from his own government. Green mandate or political gamble, Labour's climate push sparks backlash. Amid the political chaos, Labour presses forward with sweeping climate reforms. Deputy Leader Angela Rayner and Energy Secretary Ed Miliband are accelerating a ban on gas boilers in new homes starting next year. Builders will be required to install heat pumps and solar panels instead. The move fast-tracks the Future Homes Standard, originally introduced under the Tories in 2019. Labour's updated rules will take effect in 2026, 1 year early. Developers are warning the new standards could add £4,000 to the cost of each home, threatening Labour's promise to build 1.5 million homes. Watchdogs already project a shortfall of 200,000 homes, even before these changes. Still, ministers argue the policies are vital for long-term savings and emissions cuts. Many of the measures, they note, were inherited from Conservative plans. Yet tensions are rising. A study is now examining retrofitting older homes with heat pumps. And although Labour eased its 2030 petrol vehicle ban, Miliband remains firmly committed to net zero, a stance that's made him a political target. Insiders say Miliband hasn't been guaranteed a full term as Energy Secretary. If Labour falters, he could be the first casualty. Rayner, insulated as deputy leader, appears to be using the reforms to strengthen her own leadership credentials. Critics call it a calculated move. one that could damage Labour's housing plans while courting the Green Wing. Even Tony Blair warned that Labour's climate agenda risks alienating voters. Though he later softened his comments, the internal backlash was swift. Downing Street insists the policy won't derail housing or raise household costs, but critics call it rushed, underfunded and politically risky. Labour is betting big on climate